Do you have a famous ancestor? If so, what were they known for? I have an uncle who is the reason Dewey breathalyzer ignitions have a timer, because he would drive to the bar and let it idle while he drank lol. That is actually pretty extraordinary. Yay, mom didn't let us see a whole lot of him growing up lol. Grandfather was the first person to be sentenced to death after Texas reinstated the death penalty in the 70s. Not really famous IG. But my granddad on my mom's side was a very big drug lord. He was kicked out of the country, so I never got to meet him. James Naismith, creator of basketball, was my great-great-uncle, or half. I did a project about him in 3rd grade. Peach baskets. My grandfather was Alfred Einstein. He was Albert's cousin. The cousin? Albert Einstein. Sorry if I sound rude, but do you have the smarts that he had? Edit 1. How the hell does one dumbass question like this get 1.1k upvotes? Speaking of Einstein's farts smarts. Radiolab podcast has an amazing episode about the search for Einstein's brain. Because after Einstein died, his brain went missing. Then. It was produced around last year. That years earlier. A guy performed an amazing feat of investigative journalism. And he found the fucking thing. It was a super bizarre and twisty trail. My great-great-grandfather, not sure about how many greats, was one of the 112 men to write and sign my country's constitution some 200 years ago. Norse. Constitution 200 years ago. You must be Norwegian, before the treaty that led to that happening. My ancestors and your ancestors were subjects of the same crown, or at least the Norwegian half of it. My uncle is a famous pop star from Ireland. He's not big in the US but massive everywhere else. He's part of a band called Westlife. His name is Shane Phelan. He's still alive, but yeah, there you go. I am Irish. Can confirm that Shane Phelan is very famous. Hitler's my ancestor, through marriage, not blood. He was known for getting kicked out of art school, I believe. Edit. Ooh. Shinies. And karma, too. Thanks for the love. Or the hate. But we don't talk about those people here. Didn't he also kill that one crazy German guy? No, the guy he killed was Austrian. I have two. John Adams and John Quincy Adams. Edit. My lineage apparently got around. What's up, relative? I too am a descendant. Wait, me too. What's up, guys? Never thought I'd see the day I'd find distant family on Reddit. My great-great, not sure how many greats, grandfather was the checkers champion of England. Now this one is the best one on here. Related to Bridget Bishop, first woman hung in the Salem witch trials. My great-great etc. grandmother moved from Salem to Lewis, Delaware right before the witch trials started. And my family has been in Delaware ever since. We joke that she rode down here on a broomstick. Martin Luther, the leader of the Protestant Reformation. One of you guys. Huh. I worked with one of ML's descendants a while back and there was no using sticky notes with that bastard. Workspace complaint. Nail it to the door. Time off request. Nail it to the door. Christmas party flyer. Nail it to the door. You don't even want to know about the time he tried pulling a kick me sign prank. This is too good lol. Hey, I'm related to Johann Tetzel, the Catholic tax collector that pissed off your ancestor. Jim Bowie died at the Alamo Street, famous. One of great-great-grandfathers invented the Gatling gun. His last name was literally Gatling. I wish I had the last name Gatling. His name is only cool because of the gun. Like if it was called the whatever your name is gun, people would be all Gatling. That's a fucking nerd name. So what you need to do is make some revolutionary death machine so your ancestors descendants can have a badass name. Yep. If I recall correctly, a Gatling was a wanderer's companion with a suffix ling, being diminutive like is used in underling or youngling. Not exactly a very impressive name until Richard figured out how to kill a lot of people in eardrums very quickly. Houdini, the magician, was my great-grandmother's cousin. Not sure that is considered an ancestor. I consider that super cool. Genghis Khan, famous for global bloodbaths. Genghis Khan's DNA can be found in about 16 million people alive today. Because he was the type of guy to, if anyone can, Genghis Khan. Joseph Smith, creator of the Mormon Church. I'm actually through the line of his brother Hiram. But what you gonna do? Insert Book of Mormon jokes here. Johann Sebastian Bach. One of his daughters married into my family, which makes him my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. My piano teacher's teacher. IDK how many teachers? Was Franz Liszt. I'm not related to him or anything, but I think it's pretty cool. My piano teacher's teacher also has his own Wikipedia page and plays piano professionally. Really? Cool. My college piano professor was a student of Alexander Salati, who was a student of Liszt. So me and you are piano cousins. I am related to Alexander. A great-great-uncle of sorts. Didn't expect to see his name in this thread. Napoleon Bonaparte, some random French guy that took over Spain. I'm related to a high-ranking general that Napoleon exiled to Canada for being a spy for Italy. I think that makes us enemies. My first enemy. Nice to meet you. Johann Jakob Astor. John Jacob Astor was a German-American businessman, merchant, real estate mogul and investor who mainly made his fortune in it for a trade monopoly and by investing in real estate in or around New York City. Known for first multi-millionaire businessman in the United States. Still living in his hometown and he is still sort of getting glorified here. I'm poor though. Eyes. John. Brain. Eyes. Jakob. Brain. Jingleheimer Schmidt. I hope this post annoys you as much as my brain is now annoying me. Wasn't he on the Titanic when it sank? That was John Jacob Astor IV, great-grandson of the Og J. Astor. William Randolph Hearst, famous for being Citizen Kane. I've been to his house. Nice place. William of Normandy, conqueror of England. Edit. Sons and daughters of Normandy, we must rally together and wage conflict with our rivals, the descendants of God. Winston. Light good-natured conflict though. I prefer William the Bastard. Jesse James, known for being an outlaw. Edit. Hello to all of you fellow Jesse James relations. Who knew Reddit could serve as a distant potential relative family reunion? Aren't they the bad guys in Pokémon? Technically yes. At least they are named after Hi Monsieur. Same with Butch and Cassidy. And Annie and Oakley. Pokémon Heroes movie. And there's also Attila and Hun from Legend of Thunder. My great-whatever grandmother was Davy Crockel's sister. I am not sure by how, but my family had DNA work done and were also related to Davy Crockle. Hello very distant cousin. My uncle is a Power Ranger. You may know him as the Green Ranger or Jason David Frank. He's known as a Power Ranger and is working on another Kickstarter movie and even has his own karate class. He was my first tween crush. I had the poster of him in the Green Ranger costume, helmet off, on my bedroom door till I moved out at 19. It got fucked in the move to my new place. That was almost 20 years ago and I'm still annoyed. Loved Hi Monsieur. She wasn't famous but my great-grandmother was on the ship that rescued the Titanic's survivors. King Christian IX of Denmark. To flex or not to flex? I guess. With all the incest going on in that family tree. Generally, if you are in any European royal bloodline, chances are, you share blood with all the royal houses. I tried claiming I'm lost Princess Anastasia, but I think that joke's a bit old now. Yes, my mom's side goes way back to all sorts of nobles and royalty in like the 1100s and everyone was banging everyone. My ancestors were the cavemen who were famous for asterisk ooga booga kill mammoth with OCC asterisk. So were mine. That's crazy. My great-great-great-uncle is L. Frank Baum, writer of a little-known book called The Wizard of Oz. Asterisk edit. Well, thanks for the likes. Lots of Oz fans round these parts. Huh. Asterisk second edit. Upvotes, not likes. Sorry about that. Also a big supporter of the suffragists. Both Robert E. Lee and William T. Sherman. One led the Confederate forces and the other burned down Atlanta and everything in his path on the way there. My mom's cousin's best friends is friend with Paul Rudd's sister, so I pretty much know Ant-Man. I worked on Ant-Man. There is zero chance Paul Rudd has any idea I even exist. Asterisk clarification. Asterisk Ant-Man 2. I took acting lessons from Jeff Goldblum for a while. I'm certain he does not remember me. Bellstar, first woman hung in the state of Texas. That name is very porny. Do you plan on being the last? Lol, not if I don't get caught. King Edward I. Although to be fair, I have heard it is common to be related to royalty, especially in England. Also, it's obvious what they were famous for. My family used to be something WAAAAY back in the day, since there's a castle in Wales and a basilica in Montreal bearing our name. Assuming they don't just hand those out to everyone. Somewhere along the way some asshole squandered everything before I could. Because I definitely wasn't born into a wealthy family. Mine too. 2 towns in MN have my mother's family name on everything. Literally financed the towns. 3 ex-great-grandfather blew the money on gambling and hookers. A town in Mexico is named after my grandmother's family. 4 ex-great-granddad blew the money on hookers and bad investments. What could have been? H. Holmes, aka Herman Mudgett, notorious serial killer, first known in the Western world, had a murder hotel built, hired and fired different contractors to conceal what was really being built. Edit. Details. I've seen that a descendant of H. Holmes thinks Holmes was Jack the Ripper. Yeah, he was considered a high possibility because his handwriting was such a close match. He was in London for the period of time when the Ripper murders happened, and he had medical experience, and liked to experiment on his victims. Charlemagne. I'm pretty sure he conquered a little bit of Italy or something. Edit. Spelling. I guess Charlemagne is a rapper or something, so I had to fix that. Almost everyone in Europe is a direct descendant of High Monsieur. I'm related to both Lincoln and his wife by blood, and they lived in the White House. Do you enjoy theater? Let's hope not. They lived in the White House is my new favorite way of saying president. I'm a direct descendant of the McCoys. If you've heard of the Hatfield and McCoy feud, you know why they're famous. My uncle, might be great-uncle, is Elvis Presley. We share my great-X3 grandparents. Sadly, my family isn't close enough to know his family directly. Hey, I have him listed as an 8th cousin on my Ancestry.com results. 2. Actually, Daniel Boone, pioneer and explorer of the 1700s, and Rebecca Nurse, one of the women hung as a witch in Salem, Monsieur. Also, he's not especially famous, but my grandfather is a World War II vet who served both at Normandy and Midway. He's not extremely famous now, but my great-great-grandfather was Joe Fox. Joe Fox was a famous English boxer in the 1920s. He won a Lonsdale belt by the time he was 23, when that achievement was very competitive, and I think he ended up winning 3 total. I remember my grandma showing it to me in a glass display box before we sent it to a museum. Monsieur MLK Jr. was a distant cousin of mine, considering that my entire family line is from eastern China. Probably Genghis Khan, famous for having a bunch of descendants and killing a bunch of people. Fun. Genghis Kang. My great-great-uncle murdered an FBI agent and subsequently spent time in Alcatraz. He was there at the same time as Machine Gun Kelly and Al Capone. For those curious, his name is Guy Osborne, and he murdered Trudy Rowe. I found this when I was tracing my genealogy last year. I went down a long rabbit hole, but it was so interesting. He is also mentioned in a book by, if I remember correctly, Franklin Roosevelt, Greater Than Machine Gun Kelly. I had to Google him because I totally thought you were talking about the rapper lol. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.